since they've been playing in Korea through 4 VCT Pacific. They're the reigning winners of VCT Pacific. And to say that one of them will get eliminated and no longer be playing here at the AVL is kind of shocking. But all credit to Sentinels. And now, of course, it's a battle between DRX and PRX. We'll take a look at DRX first, of course. A really tough match against Sentinels. I mean, Sentinels just coming so well prepared today.
Yeah, it looked pretty good to start for DRX. On their defender side, on Bind, it felt like maybe they could, get something done here, and then Split, of course, very close, but for DRX, just a little bit short, just a little bit shy, and some of the coordination and the firepower that the Sentinels have just seems to be a little bit too much for DRX to handle so far. And
this right here, I mean,
it's so close, dude.
Yeah, if he had gotten the double kill there, it's over, right?
It's over.
Mean, we're able to go to a map 3, but they get 2-0'd by Sentinels. Of course, we just took a quick look at just the DRX moments of that match earlier today. And taking a look at their attacks, kind of the weak spot so far. And Ascent still reigning supreme the one time they played it initially against Full Sense. We'll see how that comes into play. They entered just the core 5 for this tournament on the roster. So they have committed to sticking with this, which is funny because, of course, their opponents, PRX, are now the ones who have been found playing musical chairs with all of their players.
Yeah, right. It is a little bit surprising to me in some ways when I initially look at the stats where I'm like, DRX not as good on attack. That's kind of surprising. A lot of times, at least in our region in particular, they're quite good on attack. But when you think about the comps that they're trying, the comps that they're running, a lot of them are more defensive heavy. They're trying a lot of Cypher stuff. So it kind of does make a little bit of sense, but we'll see if against PRX here, if they can exploit, frankly, some of the weaknesses we've seen with PRX. I wouldn't be surprised if Haven gets through again, potentially, because of the weaknesses that PRX has shown on that map, I would say. And the fact that it has usually been a consistent map, except against Full Sense for DRX. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to go, because we know what the bans are almost certainly going to be. Bind's been banned every time by PRX. Sunset banned every time by DRX.
Right.
Haven should be open.
Oh, that's true. And I mean, the question remains, right? Do you still play the Reyna when you're playing against DRX? We'll have to wait to see. Of course, Sunset most likely not going to be in the pool. So while PRX has looked great and so promising on that map, we won't be seeing it. But okay, so we're going back to what we all assume is going to be the fixed starting 5 for 2024. We saw a glimpse of it on day 1 against Sentinels, I believe, on Breeze with the kind of wonky comp they had going on there, Mind Freak on Silva. But this is what they're starting off with in this best of 3.
And this is to me, these 5 players scream double controller, double duelist. That's what I would like to see more of.
Yeah, that's what you can flex in between. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Divide, that sturdy initiator who could play Sky on basically every map and find value because he's just that good at Sky. But Forsaken has so much flexibility in his agent pool that I think you could really start experimenting with some more stuff. And now that something's good on Gecko, this could get really interesting this year for PRX.
There's definitely more options, and a lot of people were hoping to see more of this iteration of the roster. I'm also just glad to see that, they're starting with this 5 here against DRX, right? I mean, this is, you lose, you get eliminated. Sure, it's an off-season tournament, right? It's not going in the history books of VCT and your overall VCT career, but it's still VCT offseason. It's still DRX. It's still in front of the Korean crowd. You're playing in Seoul, all throughout VCT Pacific here in 2023. There is a lot to play for, and if you lose today, no more matches, no more chances for you to really flex your muscles here with this new lineup.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think both these teams are going to be taking this pretty serious. I think they really want to see how they're going to be matching up against each other going into 2024, because certainly they're going to be the 2 favorites in Pacific. Once again, T1, of course, looking great as well, but you've got to look at these 2 teams. I mean, the firepower, the history, all of that is going to be there, and certainly you want to see exactly how well you measure up with Monyet in the roster as PRX, to see exactly what the weaknesses are against who is likely to be your top rival, and see what needs to be tweaked and fixed coming into the next year.
Yeah, very curious to see what maps, first of all, we're going to see with this roster. Do we go back to the Breeze? But of course, kind of the main talking point whenever it comes to the RX battle here between DRX and PRX, we've really been focusing on Forsaken and RB throughout the year, right? Both of these players really moving into these diverse flex roles. And I mean, Forsaken at a certain point starts to surpass RB just because he's tried so many different agents. and both of them really shine in their own right.
Yeah, no, and both really good on like Sentinels, like Killjoy in particular. I thought Forsaken on Pearl, for example, really started to shine. RB has been asked to play a lot of Cypher here for DRX at this event, so far it's been a little hit or miss, to be honest. But, you know, Forsaken, his KO looking really good on Sunset, so this is kind of the typical Forsaken for me, and RB just trying to get back in the groove. Now it seems he's being really called upon to focus on the Sentinels, at least for now.
Yeah. I mean, trying out Cypher on all the maps that they've played so far. And, you know, the numbers don't tell the entire story for RB, right? Because if you're really fixed on this lurking role, oftentimes if your main force falls apart, then there isn't too much you can do. But I think more focused on the fact that, okay, Forsaken on that KO, he's able to take a lot more initiative into his own hands, and clearly that's been working out very well for him so far with some very respectable numbers on the stat line.
Oh no, I've been really impressed with Forsaken. No matter what he's playing, it doesn't even matter. But his KO on, it's like doing a lot of the things again that you kind of see with a KO on Ascent, where he's checking certain angles, certain corners for players. You know, using that fragment to clear some of those angles, some of that space around those tight, narrow corridors that Sunset offers to you. So kind of like it's like some teams look to be approaching Sunset almost like Split, whereas now I'm seeing like it's almost more like Ascent in PRX's mind, almost.
Yeah, there's a little mix of both for sure. And of course, as we get ready for the match, let's take a look at our predictions here from the casters. Myself and Achilles from home, we're voting for PRX, but you have selected DRX, so I'd love to hear your reasoning first.
I don't know. I just think like maybe PRX is a little bit burnt out after that overtime series against, they have some confidence coming off of Sunset, but I think DRX hopefully is going to be fired up after that loss to Sentinels and is going to be able to mentally regroup, because I think they should have a pretty good read here on how this is going to go potentially, but I'm very split. Again, it was a really hard decision to make.
I think it's fair. I mean, obviously you want to have a bit more faith for that core 5 of DRX, but they haven't been up to the level we're used to seeing from them. For myself, I mean, it's what we talked about during those PRX games, right? Is despite the musical chairs, their comms, their ability to trade seems to be there, especially for Sunset. Yep. Now, obviously that probably won't happen here, but we are seconds away from finding out what the map draft is going to be for this decider match of Group A here at the AVL.
Ready and willing to do what we gotta do. You cannot stop it. We put in the time, we put in our grind, look like the top.
The rematch of the Grand Finals of VCT Pacific 2023 returns to Seoul, South Korea, as we now only have one spot left from Group A to move on to the playoffs of the Africa TV Valorant League.
And DRX stepping out on the stage first, their hometown of Seoul, South Korea. Looking to see if they can right the ship here. Things have been a little bit unsteady for them throughout this event, you know, narrowly besting Full Sense. So if you think about it that way in terms of relative power levels, you might be slightly considering PRX, but I think because PRX has relied so heavily on Sunset as well, that's also I'm kind of a little bit leaning towards DRX.
I think that's fair. Clearly they've been grinding away at that map, and it shows. And reason tells us that DRX will be banning it again. Good to see Neon's sprint is still online here for Monyet. Just trying to run away from the camera as fast as possible. The high spirits continue despite a very long map 1 against Full Sense that they eventually were able to come out victorious on. And of course, this is that starting 5 for 2024. PRX here, Monyet in the mix. And the remaining 4 and the 2 coaches. We're so used to this shot between Alex and Termi. Really a battle between the coaches as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, exactly what they prepared in terms of Alex, again, integrating Monyet into the PRX system, whereas for Termi, trying to keep DRX on the straight and narrow, trying to keep them on a path where they're improving, but despite a lot of trials and tribulations for the DRX squad throughout the years, and never able to find that international trophy that they've wanted for so long, so close so many times. But when it comes to an actual VCT official event, DRX has come up short. So has PRX, but they've gotten just a little bit deeper with second place finishes. DRX never better than third.
Yeah, DRX never got to that grand final on an international stage. PRX one step ahead of him, lifting up the inaugural VCT Pacific Trophy as well, right here in the hometowns of these gentlemen you see on camera, the Kings of Korea. And they still hold on to that title for now, if you wanted to argue about it, but ever since we've joined as Pacific, PRX have risen to the top.
No doubt, and last year was just so impressive for PRX. Even with difficult circumstances coming into, Masters Tokyo, where CGRS had to step in, still get a third place. Coming into the champs, they get second, getting that grand finals through the winner's side, besting EG the first time around, and of course falling to them in the grand finals proper. But I would really, really think that this PRX team should once again either be first or second in the Pacific League, depending on how it shakes out. You would think on paper, but again,
Sure.
You never know. It all depends on how it all shakes out, how they actually fit together.
And all teams look a lot stronger, right? Moving on, I mean, we got to see T1 in the flesh here in Group B. They look very impressive here as a revamped roster for Pacific. Some of the other teams that we haven't quite gotten to see during the offseason continuing to show promising futures. So you got to imagine PRX, they know that they're not quite free from the pressure. But a lot of people have expectations that despite, some of the experimenting that might be going on here in the offseason, just look at the pure individual firepower, and this team should have no reason to shy away from at least top 2. Meanwhile, DRX, we thought, okay, stability is back with the core 5. They should be able to have smooth sailing courses all through the group stage here at the AVL, and they have been struggling just a bit against the likes of Full Sense and Sentinels.
Yeah, and I think it's been a little frustrating for DRX because I think they expected to be a little stronger coming in here, going back towards this old, standard roster. They've been kind of giving Flashback and Foxy 9 some opportunities and some of the other third-party events that have been happening throughout this offseason of VCT, and now you're back to the old standard, and you would hope that with all their experience and all the other things that this would be just kind of them slotting right back into that groove, but so far they haven't been able to really find it, in my opinion.
Well, hopefully the first 2 matches of this tournament have been enough for both teams to get back into form, as they are so familiar with each other. The mind games have been tossed back and forth. It used to be that DRX, always was able to come out on top despite the chaos, and finally at Pacific, PRX consistently defeating their rivals up to the grand final, lifting up that trophy for the first time ever since the partner leagues come around here for VCT. And now we look at the map draft. All eyes on PRX with this starting 5. What is it going to be? Because Sunset surely will not be allowed through from DRX.
Yeah, that's the real question. What are they going to fall back to here for PRX? Oh, Lotus. Okay.
Okay, I mean, a very stable map pick that PRX used to have, and DRX saw that Breeze comp, they saw the Euro comp and said, well, we know how to play against that. We'll pick that one up. It didn't look that clean. Haven and Split will be banned out. So PRX banning out the Haven as well, and if it goes to Ascent, I mean, this is just gloves off, an all-out brawl between these two.
Yeah, no. I would love to see it go to Ascent for sure. I mean, these are 2 teams that it is always a pleasure to watch them, and like you were talking about, usually DRX has had the better of them, but since something came on board, it changed pretty quickly, and changed at the most important moment for PRX, the grand finals, and he's still pretty explosive. We haven't seen, I would say, that kind of that commanding performance just yet from something in the overall dominance that he could bring out, but he's been quite solid, and yes, we know Monyet.
Oh, we're looking at you. Everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, everyone, all eyes are on you, buddy.
Yeah, everyone's got some big expectations, especially just seeing what Jin can continue to do, right? I mean,
it's something. He's like, what are you doing?
It's not a one-to-one comparison, but Obviously, he is still filling that slot in terms of the lineup itself, despite perhaps maybe a deeper Asian pull, we could argue, for Monyet.
Oh, yeah. No. Monyet can also play duelists. I mean, we know that's kind of where he got his bread and butter to start, where people really started to catch some eyes onto him. And the agent select, okay. For DRX.
Okay. Oh, wow. So they're sticking with the Killjoy. I was wondering if we'd see some Cypher here as well. But meanwhile, it is going to be Monyet on that raise. So PRX sticking with the composition they've always had. But now instead of Jing, it's got to be Monyet. And you got to imagine the pressure's on him because now it's a one-to-one comparison to Jing.
Yeah, this is one of the agents that really got people's attention for Monyet, and he's back on it. So I guarantee a lot of fans of Monyet are going to be very excited to see this raise once again. You know, and I like the double duo setup here for PRX. I think this is a lot of what maybe they're going to be leaning into in 2024 potentially. Forsaken Cypher as well, I really like on this map. I really think the way that he uses the cyber cages in particular is really quite interesting.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, one of those players that really started to pick up the Odin all the time whenever you could, use those trap wires and the cam to your advantage, as there's so many walls you can just spam through, controlling a revolving door, or just see as the entire site itself. So the comps are what we're used to from these two teams. We're looking at the core 5 from both lineups. And ladies and gentlemen, only one team will rise to the occasion to go to the playoffs here at AVL 2023. Map 1 in this best of 3. Between these two teams, we go to Lotus.
Oh, be still my heart.
Oh, this is exciting.
Oh, it's so I'm so happy that these two teams get to play in a way. I mean, I know they're probably not happy about it, but I sure am.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to continue to play against each other next year as well, and we'll see who gets to have that upper hand to wrap things up in 2023. The ability to eliminate your rival from the AVL. DRX on the attack. Eyes on to B site. All 5 as well, just a toxic screen for a little bit of conditioning over by a Rubble. It's going to be a quick start. Monyet going for a very deep peek, and he's going to get caught off guard, but the guiding light is going to save him quite a bit, as something going for the peek through the revolving door, the trade from RB Sheriff. But both teams locked into this fight for much longer than they had bargained for. The Frenzy could still do a lot of damage. Everyone chipped so low on the side of DRX.
Oh, I didn't realize DRX was buying into the APAC ranked games here like we saw previously with PRX and Full Sense, just sending it down mid. But yeah, PRX, they're able to get some pretty serious damage onto RB. He was down to 1 HP. Just got to spam through and get a lucky shot.
One enemy remaining.
Wow.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Mind Freak from above. The Paranoia only able to cover Baby Door, and it's going to be an excellent double kill from Mind Freak to help hold things down, giving pistol round win to PRX.
Okie dokie. Looking pretty good for PRX. DRX, the pistol round woes continue. And PRX just fully dialed in. Their map pick, spraying right through, seeing those bullets coming out. And wow. That is unfair, Mind Freak. That first one.
Yeah, jeez.
Just feeling the timing.
And something just holding from C-Site constantly through that door as well. DRX just going to stick with mostly classics. One shorty, one ghost, and they're just going to run it down into B. They'll escape the wrath of the Marshal, but the Bulldog will get the spots from the Cypher as Mind Freak goes for the double. Still some damage done, but they can't just get their bearings as PRX will clean house once again.
Oh man, something already getting the spam at the end of the round in, and he's letting DRX know that he's come to play today. They want to get this. Yeah, the spots here so nice for Forsaken to give Mind Freak a pretty easy double there. And yes, Mako does come bounding in with that classic point blank taking him out, but overall, no real concerns for PRX. DRX just not able to really win out some of these early duels.
Oh, PRX with a read as well, this time onto the C site. Paint Shell's a little bit far out. Monyet, his entire body showing as Mako is able to pick up that kill. DRX will back off. They don't want to get locked into another messy fight. Just a blind Marshal shot right across as something tries to find a target. DRX checking out corners, but they know they have no information on the other side. They have to go into the site. Mako just trying his best to open things up, and Stacks will make sure he covers the side. A nice slide by from Buzz as he's now able to enter the site. Divide down to 5 HP, goes down, and Forsaken, his location spotted. Oh, but he gets a nice headshot on Buzz.
Spike planted.
It's tough, man.
my wire.
Forsaken, it's the plan now. Opens the door again, maybe makes them consider that he's rotated around through B, back through the waterfall, but
It's got to be a save, right?
I assume he's gonna, try
Yeah.
to keep the gun.
He bought up this round, which I was a little surprised about. You know, oftentimes we like to see him kind of grade for the Odin or really save up to it on this map on defense. But now that he bought down to 900 credits, just says, I'll wait here. He did use a revolving door earlier, right? So like you said, he plants it in there that he could have just entirely left, and he's hoping for 1 or 2 exit frags. DRX, are they aware of this possibility? It looks like if they're coming with that double angle. He wants to get the early peek out and the spray down. Can he get the ace? It's going to be the Forsaken ace. Sacrifices the round for a lot of economic damage.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable, Forsaken. That is so mean. Just brilliant stuff. Even though they're completely ready for it, he just brutal swings out and knocks them down. And that's, okay, DRX wins the round, but the mental damage is tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, at what cost, right?
Right.
Drop all your rifles. He gets to keep one for his name. Saw the operator on the buy screen as well. PRX, they really want to hammer it home.
They should.
Are they aware of this? I mean, it seems like they're somewhat aware of the possibility. They want to check for some early peeks out. Not yet. This time, working off the guiding light, is able to stabilize, goes for the double off the paint shells as well. Keeps DRX cornered at the entrance.
Just great combination. A little bit disjointed in the previous round. Monyet's help got cut off by a nanoswarm from DRX. This time they're playing a little bit further back, waiting for the contact before they send through flashes, the paranoias, the paint shells. There you go. That's some easy pickups for PRX. Not any damage taken. Literally 0 from PRX.
Yeah, just continue to spam through for the revolving door as well. You still have the trap wire in B. The camera's online as well. Paint shells refreshed off with a double kill. If Devi spots, this is going to be more kills for Monyet. Devi actually is picking one up for himself, and Devi continuing to go for the double team as PRX shuts down C-Site, leading 3-1.
Wow. That is a really clean, really encouraging sign for PRX fans to see them play off each other like that.
And Monyet just having that confidence, right?
Yeah.
Says, this used to be my main role. Don't worry, fans, I'm here and frag out. Working off of Devi, ping-ponging back and forth.
It's just brilliant. They make it look easy, man. It ain't. DRX is, no slouches, no doubt about it. And that's some good stuff right there. And kind of spreading the map a little bit more this time around at DRX. Doesn't matter. Zest pays the price for trying.
Yeah, something just actually walks right through the top screen. It looks like Monyet also ready for the aggression on B, and they just swing around. Mind Freak's back on top for him as well. Put him on the Omen, leave him on the smokes, because that's when he frags out to his heart's content. Monyet with another kill. Showstopper online as PRX leads 4 points on the board.
And now the concern for DRX is going to be that these pockets are getting really deep really fast for PRX. I mean, you can see something even with an operator sitting on 6,900 in the back of it. Another flawless for them. And just reading these positions so well. Nice little adjustment there from Mind Freak to find the second. And there you go. Monyet, he takes a headshot, doesn't matter. He's got the far superior gun there. Now he's got an ult to boot. So that's very, very scary. Buzz has his as well, so the dueling showstoppers. Are we going to get the mid-air missile battle? I don't know.
We've seen quite a few martial arts moments there. Monyet bounces right through, but the one-way blooms right over him. Of course, that is the defensive one as well. He just thought he could be fast enough to get through it. A bit of a greedy play. Uh-oh, that drop being heard. DRX is aware, but Devi still tries to play it to his advantage with the mind games. Not going to find enough kills.
And he almost had the double there.
Swing around for Mind Freak. Not going to be able to win the Omen battle. Mako on top this time. And Forsaken wants to find a timing. waits for the plant. Can he get the plant? And the spike dropped. Euro Thrift activated. Now, still the operator. Something will get one kill. 1v2. If he gets one, gets the Blade Storm. I mean, quite frankly, he has so much creds. If he can even bait out the Showstopper, that'd be huge.
I was just thinking the same thing there, and he gets
no.
one.
The Blade Storm's online, but Buzz will get the wraparound.
Woo. That is playing with fire there for sure. But I mean, you know, something that's kind of his essence, right? He's got to go for these big plays, and that's I'd rather he go for it. I mean, otherwise it's just not PRX, man. It's not WK Gaming.
True. And again, I mean, they're so far ahead in terms of score and credits.
Yeah.
He'll easily get another one. Zest just calling for the push forward as soon as they get that kill. That's something we credit him a lot for, right? Just stabilizing those comms here for DRX.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't really like in this round was Mindfreak's position there. He has no hope of winning that exchange if DRX is disciplined about it. He's got no backup. He's just on an island right by Baby Door and gets punished for it. There's two angles that can cut you down. So we'll see. Oh my god.
The paranoia doesn't catch the Showstopper, so Magnetti has to run away, and he can't. Barely lands on Evan as he gets blasted away by the rival Raze. Forsaken here, working off the Cyber Cage to try to find an angle. Seekers dying out right before they reach their targets, and something. He's got his eyes trained on Rubble. He's waiting to buy time for Devi, but there's more than one. And nice swing around from RB. The game sense tingling there. Devi all alone, trying to go from the flank. Everyone's so split on PRX. Oh, ooh, nice kill. Evens things out, but still the pit.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have the paranoia. The spray's coming through. Mindfreak says, no, we got to bail. I can't do this alone, and here comes RB on the wraparound. Looks like it's just going to be one rifle saved over for PRX.
All right, now we're back into it. DRX was just able to shake off those rough early rounds pretty quickly, and they're just right back, you know, with a pacey hit here. Able to really utilize those ults very nicely, but you did have to invest two pretty big ults. Now, the good news is you still have another big one in the back pocket with RB's lockdown available for DRX, but yeah, just able to get in there, get the rocket, get the pit down, and even able to, you know, punish that attempted rotate by Devi and then get something as well. I mean, that's great discipline from DRX.
Oh, that's a nice skill from Mako as well, just making sure he covers Zest as he's vulnerable during that ultimate activation. RB, nice positioning. And DRX, they've been zoned in, and they forced the timeout from PRX. Now, you mentioned DRX shaking off, you know, the roughness of the early couple rounds, and a big part of that was, you know, giving up on the focus on, you know, C-Mound, saying, you know what, we've got this composition, we've got the double smokes, we've got the Viper, let's try to fight for Rubble control, and it starts to pay off.
Yeah, that's a good point. They really thought maybe that they could punish Mound, but it was, you know, Monyet and Devi who did the punishing, it felt like. So now you're challenging the other side of the map and finding a lot more success, being able to really take control of that territory. And so now, because especially if you're able to best Monyet on that opening duel right outside of A main, that just gives you so many more options to break through. And they're winning it, you know, maybe a little bit again, you know, Monyet getting a little overconfident. Of course, I would be too. I mean, he's a very good Raze player, so certainly he is deserving of that confidence, and it is PRX. So they encourage that to some extent. But, you know, DRX has always been a thorn in the side of this team, except for that one time, so.
Oh, interesting. Buzz going for the judge buy again. They've been doing this here and there whenever they know they want to go for a fast hit into short corridors, despite having the extra credits. They will just invest into this Raze, play to that advantage. The Trailblazers responsive. Hell, he can't get the kill as something comes around swinging for support. Something with the double they're trying to chase down both members. Mindfreak still very low. The Seekers will locate him, however. The revolving door, they don't know how many members are peeking out of that one. And already look at Monyet. He's so fast on this rotate. They have no idea the double headshots. And it's just Mako all alone. Stuck in Evan, he gets one. He needs to swing around, he doesn't have much time. And the guiding light. PRX continues to lead.
Yeah, this is just great teamwork now. You know, something quick to bail out Mindfreak. Mindfreak was down to 6 HP, so that judge, maybe the nerf coming into play a little bit there.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, but I don't mind that from DRX, that they want to go for those judges in rounds like that because, in theory, maybe, like, it opens you up. Not only do you save a little bit of extra economy, but potentially if you win those rounds, like, it opens you up for maybe you want to grab an Odin, maybe you want to grab an Op and try something a little bit different. You can squeeze out that extra castle a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like the idea. I'm all for it. It
Yeah.
also conditions them that you could be that aggressive. Something gets pushed out, but there's a lot more remaining here for PRX. 4 members, in fact, all around both doors, and Monyet blasts forward with Divide. They'll both get taken down, and now it's just down to Mindfreak, who's able to hold the fort, and it's something covering his teammates back. DRX, they are starting to fall into the hands of PRX, just right in their palms, as this is what they want, chaos.
Yep, and this is like DRX being like, okay, the B hit didn't work, back we go to A, which was working, and this time PRX has more, reinforcements there, a little bit deeper too, to immediately start contesting after DRX pushes that space. They don't contest right out the front of the door, they let them push out a little bit, and then they start giving them the old 1-2 there.
Really good trades. Love the high energy as well from PRX, and Mindfreak, he just seems like he's so focused this map. Had some great rounds already. Down to the Sheriffs. That lockdown you mentioned earlier still online.
Oh god, I'd forgotten about it.
DRX, yeah. I mean, they just haven't been able to approach.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten close.
Cage trigger.
Trap wire activated, and they're trying to follow through on the Trailblazer, but not able to secure the kill. Now they're stuck here on tree. Can they find a way out? It's up to RB. He needs to make something happen from the other side. Breaks the trap wire, and a nice blast back in from Buzz. RB with the pinch as well. Something just clearing out. What a bold move. Trapping their opponents in the site. Oh. Stacks finds Divide.
You should run.
Stabilizes things just a bit. Buys time for the lockdown. Mindfreak? Moving forward. Goes for the gamble. Not aware that there's more members. Tries to shadow step out. Oh, and the lineup for something. But he just knows he's over, right? Can't find a way out of it. RB peeks back out for the kill.
Goodness gracious, what a bananas round there. Absolutely bananas. You don't even have time to process these plays sometimes. You're just like, okay, back and forth, here we go. I mean, Buzz gets a great shot in there. Now, Divide flashes on the other side of this. It doesn't hit anything, so he gambles that they're behind the toxic screen to his left by the rope. He's completely wrong, gets taken out. Somehow they go for a play off the back of the lockdown, does Mindfreak, completely whiffs on it, and then something's like, okay, anything you can do, I can do better. Gets 2 and almost wins the round. But RB just barely able to keep that one in check for DRX. Man, oh man.
Yeah, squeezes it out, and Stacks now aware of the aggression. So DRX changing their game plan once again. The double trap wires, it's only gonna find one, but that's enough time for Buzz to locate where the shot's coming from. Already having flown through the site, Mindfreak. His teammates are nearby, but not close enough. Smoke clears. Mindfreak gets one kill, and the guiding light, it's trying to buy enough time, but Defiant, Monyet with the aggressive showstopper instantly stops DRX in their tracks. 7-4.
Just phenomenal stuff there from Mindfreak, just getting in there and getting the information. He's relaying it to his team. He's like, they're here, here, and here, good luck. And he's like, I got the first one, you guys get the rest. And again, look at those cyber cage setups from Forsaken. This early one gets him that 1 kill. Yeah, it's a one and done, but he's under a ton of pressure inside of there, and Buzz just kind of has to, predict where he's going to be. And yes, Buzz does it correctly, but Forsaken at least able to guarantee himself that one, set up Mindfreak to be able to kind of hide in that smoke, give him the opportunity to get the information over to the rest of PRX and give them a guaranteed positive defender side.
Yeah, now Seekers just being popped right away. Not much to work with here for DRX. Just a couple Guardians and 1 Vandal. They're just going to push through off that ultimate from Forsaken. Only 4 HP. It's not going to be enough to hold strong. However, he does get the ping through the neural theft. So PRX, they are aware everyone's stuck in the site. Something trying to put the pressure on. Seekers coming out as well. So much aggro. DRX, they have to cover so many different corners. RB gets 1. Stacks as well, but Something, he's on a rampage. Can he continue through to get a couple more kills? Cloudburst to draw attention. Zest with a nice defend with the Stinger, and Stacks will clean the site as we stabilize at 5-7 at the half.
Man, this is
Switching sides.
pacey. This is fast.
It's very fast.
Fast and furious. I mean, I thought maybe since Forsaken was able to pull off the neural theft, they could get something done, but some nice snake bites from Zest by a little bit extra time. They're able to keep, something at bay long enough that they're able to clean out the rest of the site and get this done. This is just absolute chaos. How? Are you kidding? He got hit by that.
Yeah, and just remembers exactly where he last saw him. I mean, just the focus that these 10 players have right now on stage. You can tell they're rivals. You can tell they're rivals because they know exactly what each other are capable of doing. They know exactly how to try to react to each other. It almost feels like DRX trying to pull a leaf out of PRX's book, right? Really keep up the tempo so that, PRX is caught snoozing a little bit, expecting DRX to back off.
You know what? And I would actually like to see that kind of continue for DRX, and the reason being, A, it's kind of unexpected, so who knows, maybe it catches PRX enough off guard, but B, it's something that has been criticized, and rightly so in some ways, about DRX's gameplay is it's, kind of too predictable, too static. A lot of these set plays, these set executes that eventually start to get read. Get in here and scrap, get in here and play some ranked game, and just see how it goes, and just find out, because you learn from these experiences. You learn on the fly like this, and this is something PRX talks about, is that, they play a lot of ranked duos together and things like that in various combinations, a lot, and that's given them that's part of the reason that they have this synergy that they do. So just, who cares? Screw it. Get in there and just, throw haymakers. Let's have some fun.
I mean, PRX knows how to do that, and DRX perhaps finally understanding the importance of it after a couple devastating losses this year. Now trying to regain some control here on a stage in Seoul, South Korea. Decider match between these two to move on to the playoffs of ABL. DRX now on the defending side, just a turret on the A site. They're going to empty that out, potentially looking for a retake. That indicates a little fast push from both sides. Buzz barely creeps by behind the box.
Oh, we're not just setting it down mid this time, guys?
No, PRX is like, oh, well, if you pull a PRX, we will pull a DRX. RB, nice scratch onto something. Eventually we'll find a target, a different one. So that's a little extra damage done. Something will get healed up by Divide, but that's still a lot more time spent. DRX has already pitched the site.
This is going to take some pretty nifty shooting from PRX to get out of this.
Yeah, but stairs left empty. DRX have to remember this. As RB goes for the jump down with the Sheriff. Will eventually find one kill, opens up an angle for the rest of his teammates. All down to Divide. He gets spotted, and Buzz will peek right back out, catching up to 6.
Some big round of applause is coming out of the audience after that one. A lot of DRX and PRX fans showing up today. By the way, to any fans who came out here and are sitting through all 3 best of 3s, you are heroes. You are absolute heroes.
I do see like 4 or 5 that I recognize from the beginning of the day. It's very impressive. Yeah, the call is coming in for Tree there. Yeah, he's saying, we're finally winning a pistol.
Yep.
Buzz happy about that. Aware of their own weakness during this tournament.
And I'm, that could be, that one moment that starts to change things.
Oh God, dicey. Losing Zest kind of hurts, right? That toxic screen no longer holding value for both B and A site. Now, of course, on A, Mako has already pushed through, got a kill there. He's just looking to lock things down with a smoke. Trailblazer will get the spot. Buzz continues to spray through, 4 points towards a showstopper. Mind Freak is just on one this map.
Yeah, man, he is dialed in, hitting filthy shots. Stacks trying to not give him the opportunity. Flash on the other side just to say, I don't know, we're leaving.
Well,
Good luck.
Yeah, but look at something. He's waiting for the wraparound. He knows his teammates have been spotted at C. Now, the fact that they haven't planted, I think, gives DRX a little bit of a fishy sense. They're like, well, why haven't you planted yet? The door got closed. What's going on here? They don't want to deal with this risk. They want to group up together, go for the 3v3. They have those upgraded weapons. They don't want to drop one too easily.
The good news is Mako is here now, and they kind of have overloaded this angle, and they've spread PRX.
Now the flash not hitting, but Mako will still find the target. Now something, he has to run all the way back through Waterfall. See if the mind games pay off. Spam comes through, but he can't get the headshot, and Mako will swivel on a dime, pick up 3 kills on the round.
All right. Very nicely recovered here by DRX, but it's kind of like PRX like overthought the way that they took this time. Like they're like, okay, we've got him. We're gonna send, you know, something out there looking for the rotations through the spawn, and instead DRX is just like, I don't know what they're doing. Mako just cleared all of spawns. Let's just all go from that way and see if they, you know, see if we can catch them trying to spread the map a little bit too much, and they do. And it's a good call here from DRX and from Stacks. Of course, Mako, when he's got a steady hand, that helps a lot too.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that it may seem obvious when you're watching because we see Mako go all the way through, but PRX didn't exactly have information on how much control Mako had gained. Now Mako once again gaining a lot of control. Just, oh, shadow stepping forward. I understand it's a bonus, but boy, oh boy, yes, it was off the back of a guiding light. Unfortunately, no one full flashed. This does buy time for Buzz and Zest to move forward, and PRX, they understand they don't have full vision, trying to get the kill. Divide, he gets one. He's ready for another. He's waiting for the Trailblazer, spots him, asks for backup. Buzz. All right, DRX really have become PRX. They're just full sending it on contact right now. I mean, understanding that it is a bonus, you know, you got spotted, you have no way out, I get it, but unfortunately it only leads to one kill.
Yeah, it maybe didn't go the way you wanted, but I don't mind it. Again, I like to see this style from DRX, even if it doesn't work here in this event.
Are you just happy to see that they finally changed?
Yeah, that's actually more it than anything. I mean, if I'm being brutally honest. But they need this. They need this kind of play in their repertoire, something that teams can see in the film and have to respect.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. Because you have to think long term, right?
Yes.
I mean, DRX, they've dominated for so long domestically, and then once all that tape goes out to the world, they get caught something just with a nice shot, holding that angle. Magnet on the other side, and this is what you can do with that double duelist composition. Aggression on both sides, something just drawing so much aggro. Eventually, RB finds one, but he's stuck here. Can't clear the entire squad. And now a 3v1 against Mako. Mako will gamble. He'll choose the correct site.
Cover going out.
He still needs to get all three. Phantom in hand. Spike dropped. He hears it. The loser activated. Waits for the pounce.
Spike planted.
Knows where it's at. Gets one. Gets the second. 5 HP. Mako baits him out, knows Divi's location, waiting for him to aggress, and he tries to swing out, but Divi was already close and on top.
Oh, we almost got a classic Mako moment there. So close, but Divi also a clutch god, able to best him with a slightly better move. I mean, but at 5 HP there, Mako had to hit ahead.
Yeah, that's rough.
I mean, even getting close to that corner, he's flirting with disaster. And it's so close, man. I mean, what a shot from something. That is bonkers, dude.
Something really coming back online. Magnet also with the confidence. Here's some comms trying to help out Mako about the locations, but again, just not enough HP. Now DRX slowing things down with the Sheriffs. Not too much they can do than hope that PRX will come and meet them, but something just says, well, there's no opposition on the A side. Seems like it's fairly open. Just a jump peek from stairs. Gonna wait for that cyber cage. Look at PRX being so cautious, not leaving anything to chance.
And I'd like to see Stacks pump the brakes here. Don't give up anything for free. You know, obviously if you get a free kill, you take it, but no reason to get overly aggressive just yet. Wait for the rest of the reinforcements to show up, but looks like the back angle potentially decently covered here by Mindfreak. There we go. Now they're ready.
Mindfreak will get paranoia, but that gives a signal for everyone to swing back out together. 2 kills. Now that's the cue for Stacks to try to find an opening, but Magnet still had his eyes trained up top. Meanwhile at Rubble, Mako finds one, but Divide continues to reign supreme alongside Mindfreak as PRX are now 3 points away from picking the map.
Yep, now they're starting to pick it back up. DRX threw a flurry of blows at them, certainly, and it kind of worked for a little while, but you know, PRX eventually starts to make adjustments on the fly. They're great at it. We know they're great at it. We've seen it time and time again that they figure things out probably without even talking about it, to be frank. They just kind of naturally intuit how to deal with what the other teams are doing, or they just, you know, find another gear sometimes where they're able to just step up and start hitting shots. And now you look, PRX potentially going towards the C hit. Everybody's just full W keying. Ah, yes.
So many ults, right? I mean, you might as well have just send it. Oh, RB not able to get that kill. Showstopper, Monyet has to break a little bit, and he lands on the snake bite on top of the Nano Swarm as well. Too much damage, too much time taken. Eventually, RB goes down. The neural depths, just to get an idea, they'll see that everyone is here for DRX. But that doesn't mean they have any better clue. Okay, Mind Freak will secure a little bit of extra space, but he hears Mako, and Mako has no idea where the landing has happened. A site continues to be open for free.
Oh, unbelievable. DRX reads the landing spot of Monyet so well. They've got a trap set up for him. Oh, Zest from the backside, good against Mind Freak.
A nice peek out, but here comes Buzz as well. I mean, with that kill, they have no idea where Buzz might be coming from. You can see something, he's fishing for it, but they just call for a double up here. Try to help each other out. Here's the Showstopper. Divine wants to kill. Do they suspect something with the double? They had no idea.
And it's clean from something there on that double. It is just back-to-back headshots. Absolutely nasty stuff. That round, like, there were like 4 times where I was like changing my mind who I thought was going to win the round.
Yeah, I mean, when you first saw the Showstopper just get shut down like that, yeah, we all thought, okay, well, that slows him down. DRX is all here. And then the Omens both leaping to the other side of the map. And, I mean, again, even on that swing, what we saw during the observer screen is Stax was still concerned about behind, right? The flank coming in. Something just joins up with Divide. Whoever made that call wins the round here. Snake bite at the ready. A deep smoke here for Mako. So a little bit of stability now with Rumble control. Killjoy utility on C. DRX all eyes on to B. They still have the lockdown and the Seekers to try to claw their way back in.
This has just been no breaks. PRX attacking side, clearing it out, popping the dash, getting ready to go in, up and over. Nano's not a problem, and Monyet just says goodbye to RB.
And that's the lockdown gone once again. Can't be used. The Seeker's just going to file through. Stax will find a kill off of it, but he'll get traded immediately. And the information, just the obvious on both sides, and Forsaken swings off of his own intel. The jump peek, Monyet spots Mako, just wants to buy time. Gives him a little opening to push out. This is left to Monyet to battle Mako, and Heinz right under that little nook.
It's just like so interesting. The confidence feels just completely different for both teams in a way, but especially for PRX. Forsaken finds the final kill to put him on map point here. 12-7 for PRX. Dude, like, it looks so snappy right now for everybody on PRX. It is like they are focused.
And I saw a lot of people after day one talking about, oh, you know, who knows, Monyet might be good, but maybe he's just not up to the speed of PRX. Maybe he can't keep up. I mean, if anything, he's kind of overheating at times right now.
Right.
I think he's fitting right back in to this squad once he's allowed to play that raise.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, but finding some good angles now and starting to kind of gel. You know, yeah, sure, he's overheated, but it wouldn't be PRX unless you were.
Well, and sometimes that's leading to really heroic plays right now. As we're seeing with the Judge, just like that, gets the kill upgrade. So right with the Boombot gives him information, not able to defend himself. But with all of that, something now drawing the aggro here on C. The Guiding Light keeps him tied, but so do the Nano Swarms. Forsaken, not quick enough. Now just 2 members. Now Mind Freak on the other side of the map.
Oh, Devi. That Boombot doesn't come out. I think he might have Buzz dead to rights, but Buzz wisely using it and getting the kill as well.
Spike down, C.
And poor Mind Freak, a great lurk if his teammates have been alive, but unfortunately DRX just too quick on the defense. Pushing out, making sure that they only have to hold one angle here.
Well, I mean, Mind Freak's been crispy. Let's see if he's got something special in store. I kind of doubt it with this double angle being held by Buzz and Stax.
Yeah, but if I'm Mind Freak, you got to consider just sending your abilities, going for kills, right? I mean, DRX are so low on creds.
No.
And maybe you get 2, maybe at least a 3. Mind Freak 1v1, Omen v Omen. And it's going to be Mind Freak on top tonight as he brings the first map win for PRX.
That smoke was all it took. He had a paranoia too. I was like, you could throw the paranoia through there. Nah.
Just one smoke.
They're
the mind games.
I know. They're expecting the paranoia. I'm not going to do that.
Yep. That's what it was. I mean, they're spread out, so he just cuts up that mound into angles that he can force 1v1s.
Exactly.
Mind Freak trying to once again prove that he deserves to be the best controller in Pacific. So he takes down Mako for the map win, leading 1-0 in this best of 3.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal map for him, and you know it looked a little rough when he had to shift over to the Killjoy, but you put him back on his comfort of Omen, and he wants to show you that he is still a top controller in the world, and he's got some fans out there showing him some love.
I will say it's really unnerving looking at the PRX logo, but in blue, because we also have DRX on stage. There's a little bit of a mix, but yeah, I mean, Mind Freak, cold as ice on that last round, so zoned in for the entirety of Lotus. And look at that, look at what happens. You pick a comfort pick that you've had for a long time. Sure, a little bit of shakiness at Champions as they couldn't figure out how to make the double duelist work, but they're right back into it.
Yeah, they look good. And it's just tons of confidence flowing right now for PRX, and they are happy to take these fights. But again, I like that DRX actually tried to just W-key at the W-key gamers as well, and it kind of worked for a little while. And that's fine, that's good. They need to experiment around with some of that. They need to kind of get scrappy, get a little bit ranked mode E if they can, and they did, and it kind of almost worked for a little bit.
I mean, got them quite a few rounds here and there, just not enough in the second half. As we take a look at some of the highlights, Forsaken, this ace, I mean, that did so much damage. The classic smirk for Forsaken after such a play. At moments like these, Devi and Monyet working off of each other. Mind Freak with the cover on his teammates. Something continue to just draw aggro with his excellent jet movement. I mean, this is PRX at their best.
And there were no timeouts, right? Like, this was just
one from PRX.
That's right, very early. That's right. There was one from PRX.
That's all they needed. Yeah, that's all they needed.
The adjustments are phenomenal here from PRX. I think Devi's doing a lot of the IGLing, but again, they just kind of intuit sometimes how to react to stuff so well. It's so fun to watch them play, man. They're just stellar. They make the maps so exciting, make the games exciting. On top of that, they're pretty darn good. So, you know, DRX, let's see if they can bounce back on Breeze. I have no idea what to expect on that map.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Do they still stick with that Euro composition that PRX was experimenting when they played against Sentinels? That's the big question, because DRX are no strangers to playing against Yoru on Breeze. Had to deal with it coming out from the old on Slayers.
I was just about to say, I'm like, wasn't that Suggest?
Well, PRX 13-7, 12 KD for Mind Freak. Excellent showing, both Omens on top, but you can just see when it came to Brawl versus Brawl, PRX, that's their home ground. But I like that you pointed it out, Paper Thin. You know, jokes aside, DRX, okay, they're trying to let the players play to their strengths, right? Trying to let them adapt on the fly, force the issue, do some extra aggressive mental conditioning. And in the long run, this may work out for the better.
Exactly. This has to be something that they fix, that they address, if you're going to compete with this PRX team in 2024. Just period, end of story. Frankly, if you're going to compete with some of the other upgraded APAC teams as well that are going to be in Pacific.
Well, that's PRX leading 1-0. We take a quick break, and when we come back, we go to Breeze between DRX and PRX. Marshall, but the Bulldog will get the spots from the Cypher as Mind Freak goes for the double. Still some damage done, but they can't just get their his location spotted. Oh, but he gets a nice headshot on Buzz. With that double angle. He wants to get the early peek out at the spray down. Can he get the ace? It's going to be the Forsaken ace. So, this time working off the guiding light is able to stabilize. Go. Monyet also ready for the aggression on B, and they just see it now. Still the operator. So
I was just thinking the same thing there, and he gets
one. The Blade Storm's online, but Buzz doesn't catch the showstopper, so Monyet, he has to run away, and he can't. Monyet is so fast. On this rotate, they have no idea that there's more members. Tries to shadow step out. Oh, and the lineup for something. I understand they don't have full vision. Trying to get.
Spike planted.
Knows where it's at. Gets one. Gets the second. Better clue. Okay, Mind Freak will secure a little bit of extra space, but he hears Our Divine wants to kill. Do they suspect something with the double? They had no idea.
나를 부르는 수많은 단어들.
페이커?
불사대마와 대비력.
하지만 나를 가장 기쁘게 하는 건
상혁이야!
팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가능? 피지컬은 나쁘지 않는데 운영이 좀 아쉽네.
선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는 개인 방송과 구독자 Q&A까지 아프리카 TV 팀페이지.
Can feel my heart skip every time that I slip.
Once again, lost
I wanna run away.
Mỗi sản phẩm của VTVCAP xem miễn phí và bình luận trực tiếp trên online, nền tảng livestream các giải đấu thể thao điện tử. Cháy từng khoảnh khắc cùng với các streamer. Xem livestream vui hơn, tranh luận kịch tính hơn, thách đố dinh qua khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play.
fire making. Pyro on the scale, we fire making. And let the heat just build, we fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to the fire making, fire making. And yeah, I'm cold, but on to the touch is molten. Told them gonna go dust them. Hit that flame emoji when I quote and don't you stop them. I'm talking run them up, double up, ain't no way gonna stop. And they cost for the play and the days ain't cut nobody up. Whoa, kill flip mode, hit my notes, let me switch my flows. On my road, get gon' go, step on toes, just get my go. Straight facts if I cast it, hook line if I'm captured. Yeah, I'm coming to get mine now, going out as a champ, yeah. And let the heat just build. And we gon' turn this up and go to fire making, fire making. Fire making. Fire making, fire making. Fire making. And let the heat just build. We fire making. Pyro on the scale. We fire making. And let the heat just build. We fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to fire making, fire making. And yeah, I'm cold, but everything touches golden. Leveling up with every cut, it's from the gut, the soul is burning hot. Just let this fire and let desire just swell this up and take control. And with this firing squad, I hold it's over. We fire making. We fire making. We fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to fire making, fire making. We're fire making. We're fire making.
What is this power? What is this feeling? All of my instincts telling me follow my senses. Am I your hero? Am I your villain? I'm not a soldier, but I must complete the mission. In the darkness, had to keep rising. All of this pressure made me a madman. No one can stop me now.
Sharks in the water praying for me to fall. My legs giving out, but I continue to crawl. Too many sacrifices to let go of it all. If you don't got that dog, then don't get too involved. I'm chopping down Goliath till he's 2 feet tall. I can face 100 problems and they all get solved. Being level after level, every day I evolve. Slaying all these demons like I'm Tangido. Fighting through the jungle, down a train to an animal. Victory is mine, bro, it's tangible. I'm a fire breather, all my eyes looking flammable. When my spirit gets lost, I dig till it's found. I know that they hear me coming the way I'm stomping the ground. I'm finishing my quest, I'm claiming the crown. No matter how much it hurts, I can't back down.
I know that it's all gonna change. I can't stop until that day comes. Pushing through the dirt and the rain. There's no fight I'd run away from. I've been on a dangerous road. There's no fight I'd run away from. Run away from.
is my time, my day, my hour. This is my time, my
Wake up, chat. We still have more AVL left tonight. Currently in the middle of this best of 3 between DRX and PRX. And PRX leading 1-0. DRX on the brink of being eliminated from their hometown here in the offseason.
Yeah, I love that sign. I buzz you. Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be nuts. And I know I told you this, but I bumped into Alex all the way after the map, and I go, nice job. And he just looks at me and he goes, I have no idea what's going on.
You know, Coach Alex is either some mad genius or he genuinely doesn't know what's going on. It's one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he has some idea of what's going on, but
oh, for sure, we can.
But I love his attitude. You know, he feels the same way a lot of us do watching these games sometimes. Where he's just like, all right, guys,
you got to embody the PRX of the Euro returns. But ladies and gentlemen, finally, it's Forsaken back on the Euro. But still further comp changes. Something not playing that breach, they give up on it, and they just say, you know what, just play your best agents. Something goes on Jet, double duelist once again here on Breeze.
Yeah, no, I like this a bit better for PRX, and I think this fits a little bit more into their style for sure. You know, Monyet, strong on the Omen. You know, Mindfreak here, back on the Sova, so definitely keeping my eyes peeled for how he's going to perform on that. That's the only kind of, you know, he struggled a little bit when he's off of his comfort role, has Mindfreak so far. Over on the other side for DRX, finally we get a Harbor. It is finally happening, so I'm very happy for that. Stacks, you know, he's solid on the Harbor for sure, but Zest on the Sova is going to be a really interesting duel between these two teams because Zest,
that's
I
a
think
big one.
Yeah, I think of Zest on Breeze with Sova, man, and I think one of the best Sovas in the world on this map.
Yeah, his Sova on Breeze and Haven, I think, really stand out. Those two maps, especially just the lineups he's able to come up with or memorize from other players as well. So DRX definitely a much more standard composition, even slotting in that Cypher. It definitely looks like RB now on full-time Sentinel duty. Meanwhile, Monyet going to be playing that Omen here, even on Breeze. Now, we've seen Omens in the past, and especially if you have another controller like Viper, it can work very well. You know, you can find some good value. You can still act as even another layer of that entry point, the paranoia, helping erase parts of the map. But the big question that you raised, and I agree, is Sova being played by Mindfreak instead of Devi. We'll see if that role continues to perform a bit better than it did on day 1 as we go into map 2 between PRX and DRX.
Okay, DRX on the defender side, starting to maybe get some confidence. I don't know. They won a pistol. We got that going for us.
They did win one pistol,
which is nice.
See if they can get another one here.
You ever notice how like part of this map looks like cheese? Like those rocks? They kind of look like cheese.
I can confirm that I definitely have never thought that looking at Breeze.
Well, now you have.
But I will strongly consider it the next time it shows up in my queue. Wow. Okay. Well,
yeah.
That's
see now I told you I get tired and I get weird.
That much I can confirm.
Yeah.
Forsaken picking up that free ult door pure in A main as there was no pressure put on from DRX. Now PRX are just waiting by. Oh, can't hit the first shot. Just too many targets. And now it's up to Mako to hold the line here on the toxic screen. He'll get one, but everyone has to back out as both members of DRX fall from the A site.
And Mindfreak hit him with a nice shock dart there to soften him up for the final blow. Nicely done. Good start. Good cover there onto the recon dart from Zest. Trying to keep it on lockdown. Forsaken out there, out-dueling RB on the flanks.
Yeah, and even King crashes back to A main. Even gets the headshot from long range for something. Devi able to clean that up, and PRX, they pick up right where they left off, leading 1-0.
Yeah, man. Again, it's... Forsaken is actually really good at lurking. Like, I'm sure a lot of you know that if you watched any of 2023 VCT. He was, especially on Pearl, is where I really think about his lurks as being really excellent. But on the Yoru, he's kind of given the ability to really set up for some nice lurks with those gate crashes, with those fake outs and stuff to really kind of keep track of opponents. And, you know, a lot of pressure on RB, try to keep him in check potentially, or if it's going to be, you know, Devi or whoever, it's going to be out there on those lurks. So pretty excited to watch this. as Forsaken just going to TP out all the way over to the other side of the map now. Interestingly enough, there is nobody over there.
Yeah, it's a full stack here for DRX, and it might be paying off. Not able to pick up any of the weapons just yet, but already some damage done. Now Forsaken just put some pressure down onto B. Plants that gate crash to be able to jump right into the site should he need to do so. Making sure that DRX doesn't get ahead of them through the rotate here in mid.
Now Buzz upgrades to a Vandal, so all of a sudden, looked like might be another nice start for PRX, is in danger of being a lost eco round, or anti-eco round. It's Forsaken jumping up.
I mean,
oh gosh.
Yeah, the fake gate crash not going to find much value as Forsaken just has to get these kills.
Oh!
He's looking for someone under, and Zest is already right on top. Quick headshot there, lining up for another one on Devi. But Devi's not giving the time of day, but now there's going to be 3 members of Firing Squad to greet Devi.
30 seconds
and
left.
This is the anti-eco gone horribly wrong. Mind Freak continuing off of that great performance on the Omen, trying to get some more kills. You're on the Sova. Gets 2, but there's still 3 more. Everyone's still left alive. Has to take out the dart, gives time for DRX to catch up. Not much time. Just looking for kills at this point. Can't find it as Mako also answers back with a Vandal.
Well, there you go. Thrifty for DRX, and they answer right back. Just, you know, they gamble stack, and it works out. Even though, you know, had PRX been a little bit more patient and kind of waited for that information from Forsaken, they might have been able to swing this round completely in the opposite direction instead. You know, DRX is able to use WK Gaming against itself. Take him down. I mean, Mind Freak's still looking crispy though, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, the aim still seems to be on point. We'll see if he's continuing to be able to support his teammates with the utility as well. As we go into this 3rd round with PRX now on their back foot, only a Guardian and Bulldog in hand. An early high tide here from Harbor to cut up mid allows Buzz to put some extra pressure. Something has crept up though, and Zest on the drop there. Can't stabilize the aim. The Sheriff battle is bouncing back and forth between these 2 teams. So it's deep.
Oh my God.
Oh, they finally spot him.
So he had TP'd right to the left of the door and then gotten underneath the Harbor utility to sneak up there. So Forsaken almost able to pull off a pretty nice play, but barely recognized and stopped in time.
Now Buzz just dodging that shock dart. Only 25 HP to his name. The Paranoia early just to buy time from Monette. It's trying to allow a setup here for something to go for this flank, and he will find that shot onto RB. And there is another member as well. This is another double flank. Buzz trying to clear the site as fast as possible if they know that there are members coming. But something is trying to get the kills here. The Cove now expired. Something gets another one, switches over to the Sheriff, and now Devi picks up the Vandal. He has to reload. Recognizes it now, the half had been done. Devi recognizes this, and he'll find the headshot. The defuse canceled, and a 2-1 lead for PRX.
What in the world am I watching? This is just wild. All right, I believed Alex before, but I really believe him now, man. He was just spot on. This is just madness. I mean, great shots from something to open up a lot of space, and I like what Forsaken tries to do there. He's getting, you know, creative with the tech. And that Cove almost buys enough time, just almost, but you have to stick it there. Stacks, you have no choice. And you just hope that Devi kind of screws up just a little bit with his aim, but he doesn't. He's right on the money.
Yeah, the gate crash set up once again as Forsaken on his lonesome, putting pressure down. He'll have the dimensional drift if he gets that ult door for free. DRX continuing to give that up. Now he puts on some pressure on A and then immediately teleports out to help clear the site here on B. Trap wires being located for his teammates. Omen just going to jump across. Buzz has been spotted. The flash out, and Forsaken immediately finds his target. Sight broken open by the Yoru from PRX. Now RB on the flank, but it's only 1 kill. Everyone falling from the side of DRX. Something on the hunt. We'll find his target and get the kill.
Forsaken just making himself an absolute nightmare to keep track of. What in the world was that, Mako?
Well, okay, so something was trying to bait here, I think, to allow Devi to get the kill. But Mako somehow finds the targets behind him. Gets a double.
Jeez. That was fast, too.
Yeah, and that forces Devi to come right back onto the site. Now they've set him up to be able to be the one that gets the kill, and he will get 1 more point towards that Viper's Pit.
God, Mako just the way he can make something out of nothing sometimes is just phenomenal. But even more phenomenal here is Forsaken, you know, like going over, grabbing the orb, popping the ult, so DRX, not exactly sure, thinking it might be over onto A, but it's actually all the way over here on the other side of the map on B, and he gets right in the back, finds a great flash, and Buzz is just not much he can do there on backside. And
Here.
the floodgates open for PRX. They get the plant down pretty much no problem, and now you got some real challenges to deal with. Mindfreak's got his ult. Mako, he's gonna pop his and try to cover that orb this time, try to keep Forsaken from grabbing, you know, more dimensional drifts.
Yeah, but they push him out just a little bit, so they get close to the orb. You can do some chip damage with the shock darts. But the rare early Viper Spit from DRX allows them to force the enemy out of a main from that cave. Meanwhile, Zest trying to gain some control of Elbow. Still no clear information just yet. Might lock eyes. Or Forsaken, should he inch forward?
Hey, dude, look at this. Forsaken's already 2 away from another ult. They're just feeding him.
Yeah, he's just farming orbs, and now here comes that Hunter's Fury just to help clear out some of the areas of Buzz with that operator online, but he needs to stay alive. He needs to hold on to this. What a flash coming out from the Euro. Forsaken lines up, awaits the swing back out from Buzz. Stranded in the back of sight. The operator dropped. Smokes out for Omen, trying to plant for the backside. Forsaken opens it up even further.
Here he goes! He's got his ult again!
Oh my gosh. And the spike has been planted as well. The TP out. Mako will be able to jump onto it, but they have no idea. They have no idea where the Euro is. Mindfreak finding one. Still no information on Forsaken's whereabouts. Zest just fishing for information, finds Euro. He knows where the Sova was, but couldn't find the kill. Clock ticking down, still waiting for the 1v1s. Wants to find that answer, but Forsaken swings out in time. Another point towards a potential third dimensional drift.
I mean, that's back-to-back rounds with dimensional drifts. I don't.
That's insane.
That's absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say. I mean, a great shot here from Buzz on the initial one, but an even better response from Forsaken to shut Buzz down. And then he's dimensional drifting, and good luck. God only knows where he's going. He might not even know sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you just start that journey, right?
It's the magical journey of Forsaken.
You don't know what the destination is, but you will take it.
It's like that poem, right? The road less traveled.
The road less traveled. I like it. One of my favorite poems indeed. But right now, DRX, no time for poetry as they need to strike back, and they don't have the firepower to do so. Blade Storm online, though. See if it finds any value.
Oh, he's going to need to.
But look at Monyet, right? Uses from the shadows to pressure halls. I mean, we don't see this area used that often, but they heard the Omen ultimate, and they know it's got to be somewhere that's ready for the flank. DRX frozen in place. This allows PRX to start to creep forward.
And they heard a little bit of noise on the site. Some pings are coming through, but everybody on DRX is scratching their heads trying to figure out where they went. I mean, the mind games here by PRX are just incredible.
All right, just keeping that Cypher locked in place. This should give the cue over to Monyet to make his move, and he's going to start to creep out of halls.
Here.
Slowly clear that out, get ready for the flank. DRX, they bought the bait just a bit, but they hear the exit. Zest making the call. My Tide comes out on site. Meanwhile, on the minimap, gate crash onto the site. We'll see if Forsaken can find a kill here.
Left.
Just a fake one. Zest closing in, though. They're very well aware, as we do see the Reckoning come out, and Buzz with a nice jump shot. Eventually, Sax and Mako go down. The site is clear, but Buzz is back. Trying to find one more kill. Not hit by the paranoia. Wants to find that elbow, can't do it. Swinging back onto the site, none of the knives hit, and something swings out. RB not going to find the timing onto something, and PRX lead 5-1.
Oh my goodness. Buzz trying to take matters into his own hands here. Finds some nice shots, but then something with that wide swing just shuts it all down, and it's the chaos that Monyet's able to create. Even though it doesn't find any kills or anything, it just like sends DRX into panic mode, and eventually PRX is able to slip underneath the net, find the plant at the very least. Forsaken gets 2 more kills and a death. I don't know if he picked up any orbs in that round, but he's going to be darn near another dimensional drift. Goodness, what a statement performance here from PRX.
I mean, just the control they have over these orb areas, right? And only 2 points away. He's going to go for another one as well. even had that gate crash set up. Now something will be sacrificed as he moves a bit too far forward past that cascade. Fake out, gonna be shot out, so they have information that someone's here. Another gate crash off of the flash. Mako does not hear him, but neither does Forsaken, and he finally hears the footsteps coming in, wants to make sure that he has his back covered off of that teleport. Not gonna be able to find it as Divide clears the site. 3v4, Magnet equalizing it to a 3v3, extra smokes off of the pit. And now DRX, what do they have? Just an operator. If they can get a kill, it's Neural Theft, but Magnet's so low, and he's just holding this area. Here comes the Neural Theft off the corpse, and Magnet swings out on the timing right before getting pinged. Buzz not keeping his eyes on the prize. Focused on the Viper's pit. Magnet gets the flank.
This is just crazy good stuff here from PRX. Not only to get the Viper's pit because you plant a little bit off kilter from where the normal plant spot is, so the shock darts don't hit you. Magnet with 14 health hides in the smoke and then gets right behind Zest as that ult pops, who isn't spotted. I mean, the timings are insane. This is just bananas. And by the way, there's another dimensional drift available.
Yep.
Because Forsaken died.
And of course, we do have to give credit to Mind Freak, of course, on the last round as well. Great takes. Here's the dimensional drift, and they're not going to quite find RB as he's trying to hide away. He's still just behind a cyber cage, but he just can't do much. He can't relay the information to his team. It's just chaos on the site, and PRX have taken over.
What do you do? What do you do against this? What do you do? It's just, it's madness, and it's controlled madness. It's controlled chaos from PRX, because once that dimensional drift is in play, so fast is Forsaken able to relay the information of the positions. Yeah, RB goes unaccounted for, but he fired a shot, and I think someone heard it or noticed it, and they were eventually able to identify it. Yeah, you got to pump the brakes, man. It's going out of control.
Yeah, I mean, for one, so many dimensional drifts, and at the pace he's been getting them at, he could easily get one before the half is over. Forsaken just dives onto the site with a judge on Breeze, utilizing that Yoru ultimate. And like you said, someone is aware, keeping that information in check, that there was a shot fired, that the Cypher has to be close. It's an eco round coming out from DRX. And finally, Termi not able to let the players run amok any further. Still some smiles, though.
Oh, I mean, what can you do? That's the only way, you know, like Mini said at Champions after DRX just absolutely obliterated them on Vine. He's like, what can you do, man? You know, it's actually easier to kind of bounce back after maps like this, even if this sends DRX out of the tournament, you know, for their next appearance. You know, what else can you do but laugh and smile and say, well, it happened?
Well, I mean, no smiles on the faces of Buzz and Stax, though. Not happy with the performance they've had so far on this map. Hungry to make something else happen. Kills or not, just no wins on the board since the eco round on round 2. You know, they beat PRX on the anti-eco.
Gosh, you're right.
They haven't been able to do anything.
It's insane. But the way that PRX is able to snowball Forsaken here, and the way that they're playing with the map, just all over the place in so many different manners, using, you know, Magnet's ult as well to create more confusion, more chaos, and you try to cut this off with as many high tides and toxic screens as you want. There aren't enough. There aren't enough in the game.
Oh, and this is so fast once again. I mean, not only did they draw out the early cascade from Stax as well, but they just pile on through it. Smoke or not, we're coming in. Knocking down the door. Now Buzz has already gone way deep into the enemy spawn, but from the shadows again as well, just to try to draw out some aggro.
Right next to Zest.
Oh no. Something. Oh, he doesn't sense it any further, but maybe no need. Forsaken with another double kill. It's just Zest and Buzz. Buzz with an operator. You have to save this.
Gotta get out. You gotta get out. And you can't give any more orbs over to Forsaken. At least find Mind Freak. Okay, Magnet, yeah. Trying to get tricky.
Yeah, really drawn towards Zest, it seems. There's some magnet going on over there. Buzz just trying to stay alive for his life, but something's on the hunt. There's still a little bit of time, and Divide takes down the operator. Oh no.
That's painful.
I mean, this is disaster for DRX.
Oh, I know. And by the way, Forsaken probably going to get another dimensional drift in this round.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, if not this round, at least in this half, right? You just die the
yeah.
next 2 rounds, and you're on for one. This is
just, you know, all I gotta say is, this is everything you could ever want from this new PRX roster.
yeah.
You know, this is it and more.
Yeah, they haven't dropped a single beat in terms of style and color. The chaos is here. The pacing at its best. They know the trap wire's there. Not able to clear it, but they can just gonna...
Yeah, and he could just gate crash over to the other side.
Yeah. But look at that, right? He trips it again to let them think that it really is the entry on to B. Catches Buzz unawares. Stacks trying to equalize, but Forsaken just a
Spike
menace
down
on the
A.
site.
Got the ult, but I think he's gonna plant first and then use it to clear space back site potentially.
It is a 3v3. We'll have to see. Obviously, going into that drift, you may lose that firepower. Everyone's spread out here for PRX. Spots one. Now he's going to use it to relocate. The big question is, Zest, can he get here in time? Oh no, the double drop right in front of the Jet as they try to avoid the Yoru. And even Zest gets spotted after that kill. The Yoru is everywhere, ripping this universe of DRX to shreds as Forsaken gets another kill.
It's just an absolute treat to watch. I mean, you know, we knew Forsaken had a pretty good Yoru, but this is beyond anything we've ever seen from him or this team. It is next level right now. The way that he is just toying with DRX, using that information against them with the spots from the Cypher utility, and just being able to just farm ults like nobody's business here on this attacker's side.
Just so speedy as well, right? No hesitation on those teleports. Just, he's here 1 second, over there the next. And single-handedly causing so much confusion for DRX. You can just see the migraines coming through the side of the Korean squad. Now, reckoning online for Stacks, but this time it's just a straightforward entry. I mean, look at this, right?
Nobody's
One
even
death, 2 TPs onto the site. And yeah, I mean, they left. It's time for that retake to come into play.
Maybe this is the way to beat it. Just let Forsaken expend all of his utility before you even get there.
Oh no, but he's gonna wait for sound. He has Monyet right